Good afternoon, folks. This is Laura Walthour. Once again, this is part 3 on how to assemble a MAME arcade system. As you can clearly see, we received our cabinet in the other day, and I've already prepped the cabinet in preparation for us to complete this total assembly today. As you can see, I stained the parts that needed staining. I installed the actual speakers. We had a piece of plexiglass cut for the marquee, and we have a piece of tempered glass for the actual monitor. So we already have the monitor attached to the VESA bracket, and we have all of our components which will enable us today to fully assemble this arcade minus the hard drive. I ordered a 5 terabyte hard drive, and that's the last thing we're waiting to come in, but that's not going to stop us from at least assembling this. We'll at least be able to watch some videos on it. And most importantly, yesterday we got our artwork in. So today I'm going to show you how to install this artwork. We already talked about how to wire the buttons. We're going to put the buttons in, the joysticks. We're going to install the computer, and all right, take a look at the artwork. And this is all files that I just created in Photoshop. So excited about this. We did a little Star Trek scheme. Our key, we also did a X-Men, Avengers, and Justice League. On the one side, we're going to install our Star Trek theme, and on the opposite side, we're going to install our Transformers artwork. So today I'm going to show you how to install this artwork onto the cabinet. Like I said, we already have it prepped, and today we're going to go to installing this artwork. Okay, folks, so in preparation for installing the artwork, we need a couple of things. We have some painter's tape. We're going to tape the artwork down to the side. We have a weight just to keep it in place, you see, so as we're cutting it. And we have somewhere here, we have an X-Acto knife, and the X-Acto knife is how we're going to trace it out. This is a piece of vinyl, and on the back of it is self-stick. So we're going to get ready. Alright, so let's position this cabinet. Label. We're going to take our artwork and we're going to overlap this. So make sure this is straight. Okay, then we have our weight to keep her in place. All right. We got exactly where we want her. Okay. We're going to start the peel process. Pulling the backing off. We're going to do half the top, smooth it down, and then the bottom. We're going to put our gloves on. Not to infuse with the sticky part of this paper. sure she's lined up exactly. Okay. Peel her back. Get our X-Acto knife. Peel her back. Get our X-Acto. Very carefully cut off the back. Then we're going to smooth her out. Make sure we get all the wrinkles, air bubbles out of her. Perfect. Smooth her down. Smooth any wrinkles. Top part. Okay. We're going to take our bait. We're going to distribute it to the top part. We're going to roll her up. Okay. Back. Yeah. Same process. Smoothing it down. Sure. No air bubbles. Okay, it's looking good. Now, once we got that down, we're going to carefully take our X-Acto knife and we're going to edge around it carefully. And this is a precise instrument. You definitely want to get one of these to be able to cut this. It just gives you the level of detail that a regular knife, a utility knife, or even a scissor can't give. So we're going to trim off this excess. There we have it. Okay. Take a look. Okay folks, so as you can see, we just installed one side of our printed graphic overlay, and next I'm going to show you how to install the T-molding for it. So we have red, blue, and yellow T-molding. So I believe this is going to be the blue side. And what we need for our T-molding is a simple, good mallet to bang it in and some cutters. A good set of regular wire cutters, because as we get to these 45s, we need to cut little slits in this to keep it straight. So With that said, let's get started. All right. Okay, so this is our T-molding. We're going to start at the bottom. Work our way around. And you want to keep this nice and tight as you're tapping it in, so you want to put a little tug on it, keep it nice and tight. We're here, when you get to a corner, you want to cut and get to the 45 so she can stay straight in there. Another reason why you want to start it on the bottom, so when you do your final cut, you won't be able to see it. So there you have it, folks. Let's take a look, and then we'll start on that next side. There she goes. Folks, and I mean that's it for installing your T-molder. I mean, it's real simple. As in anything, you just want to take your time. So what we're going to do is we're going to install our other side, which is our transformers. We're going to put in our marquee. We're going to put in our control panel, front and back, and that will complete our graphic package. And we'll show you that in a couple of minutes. So not to take up your time or speed you through it, I showed you one side. The other side is exactly the same. So we're going to get to that right now. So as you can clearly see, we just finished installing the artwork. We have both sides, the marquee, the front panel. As I stated earlier, this is X-Acto knife, precision instrument. You definitely need one of these. Take your time to cut out the details, the button details for the cabinet. Next, I'm going to install the buttons as well as the joystick. And in our prior video, we showed you how to wire the buttons. So I'm just going to install the buttons in the joystick. I'll let you see once it's totally wired, so we don't bore you with those details. But let's take a closer look at some of this artwork. Okay, folks, as you can clearly see, we have a wire. We have our joysticks in, all our buttons wired to the PCB board as well as lit up. We even have our marquee lit up, and it's a little bit dimmer than I like to see, so I have another LED light. I think I'm going to put that other LED light, have it around here somewhere. I'm going to put another LED light in here. It's lit, but it's real dim. So I have another LED light. So let's take a closer look at the back so you can see the wiring for the buttons. Tomorrow we'll finish it up. We'll put the monitor in, we'll test the buttons, make sure everything's working, and wet eye pack, and put the computer components in. We should finish up tomorrow. So let's take a closer look in the back. So as you clearly saw, we have our wiring of the buttons complete. So as I just reiterated, tomorrow what we'll do is we'll put the monitor in, we'll put the computer components in, we'll test each button through one eye pack, make sure that everything's hooked up, test the joystick, make sure they're hooked up correct. And from there, we'll be good to go. Just waiting on that hard drive to come in, configure the games, and then it's showtime. So once again, thanks for watching. Part 3A will be tomorrow, because now I have to go do some real work. Sign out. Well, good morning, folks. As you can clearly see, project complete. 100% complete cabinet, 99.9% complete, just waiting on the hard drive. I finished her up last night after my real job. She's done. So literally, we're waiting on that hard drive, which has shipped. So once the hard drive comes in, I'll post our last video so you can actually see the game in action. But we're going to take a closer look. So while we're waiting on that hard drive, I'm just using her as a media server. Just hooked her up to my NAS wirelessly to my media server, and I've been just running movies on, I guess, burning that computer in. But she's complete, so I'm going to let you take a look. We'll take a closer look at it, as well as in the back as well. So let's take a closer look. So, as you can clearly see, she's done. I had an extra speaker, so we have two speakers here, and I have this Eclipse just laying around collecting dust. So I also hooked her up as well to the internal amp, give it sort of that surround sound, as well as I hooked up a external USB. So when I need to use the keyboard and the mouse, I don't have to open up the case or anything. So folks, that's pretty much it. Like I said, our next video will be once we have the games up and running, so you can actually see the games in action. So thanks again for joining me on this adventure, and I'll see you soon on our last video. Thanks. Signing out.